Good morning, YouTube. I'm still absolutely exhausted. I got a few hours sleep. My feet are absolutely killing me. I mean, they are really hurting. Um, Couple of thoughts. Um, like I said, I'm trying to network and meet people, through different ways. For trying to get some references and things like that under my belt. Also, exercising, tutoring, all that good stuff. And there's people that's just like jobs that show an interest, and all of a sudden they kind of turn around. And I think part of it, I walk a lot, and my feet are killing me. And so people see me, you know what I'm saying. And I think some of these people may see me and be like, "Yo, is she homeless?" So, I think that's what's happening with that. The second thing, that park I was at earlier, and I do have to speak on this. There, there, a long time ago, I talked about how um, I was speaking to this old man at the park that I really at first admired, but then as I looked closer, I was like, he got so much BS with him, and I never saw him again, and I thought that was just such a blessing. But then today, then like mysteriously, like maybe I don't know, like a week or so ago, he appeared on my Moco space, and what I learned about him from a police officer, because he used to be a police officer too, is that whatever name he gave me was fake, and then all this bad stuff that he was talking like about his wife and stuff. I was just like, wow, you know. And so I saw him today. Well, he saw me because even when I see him, I make it a point not to see him. And I walked past and he called out to me. And I think it was for the distinct purpose of having something to say. And, and I just kind of kept on going because I was in a hurry. And then later on my way back from all my stuff, as y'all know, I stopped by because I had to use the bathroom. And lo and behold, he was there. And he came, and y'all heard all the noise in the background. That was him bringing him and, I guess the other two workers, and just all this noise and stuff. And I mean, just so disruptive. And then it's like he's so he's nasty. He's like one of those men. Like, okay, he talks about his wife, and then he says all this bad stuff about her. And I'm like, you don't talk about your wife like that. And I shouldn't be the one. Just like I would say, that employer that I interviewed with, he shouldn't have had his manager trying to sell me to him. You know, I shouldn't be having to try to stand up for his wife for him. And I was just like, it'd be a pleasure never to see his ass again. And then I'm at the park, and then I have to go to the bathroom. So I say something. I'm just like, hey, is the bathroom, when did the bathroom get locked? Then he made up some story about some, you know, old basketball player using the bathroom everywhere. And I mean, he's just so full of it. I don't know what his impression of me is, but I just want him to stay as far away from me as possible. And whatever he has said, like to, the people that's working there and whatever, I need to, cause, cause it was just. Let me tell you what made me feel this way. So then, I said, well, can you unlock the bathroom so I can use the bathroom before I go? You know, and he didn't say yes or no. He was telling another guy to get the key and go to such and such place and whatever. And you know so I need to go back tonight and introduce myself to the people that work there. And because that's the purpose of me introducing myself to the day people, so they know that I'm there. Then I don't have to talk to them ever again, because people are full of shit. But what ended up happening was, like, he was like, I was like, oh, so what time does the park close? And he was like, oh, I was supposed to told you before 9 o'clock. I was like, no, you didn't tell me anything, because the whole time he was talking, he was telling me about how he was with the police athletic league and blah blah blah, this that and the other. And actually, I had the conversation recorded, and he knows that I recorded it. And I was like, no, you didn't tell me anything. The other lady did. The part He's like, oh, you mean the other man? I mean, he's so nasty and rude. What right did he have to say that? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, oh, you don't know about her like we know about her. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's just like, oh, she likes women. She's married to a woman. And I'm like, okay, that's all her personal business that you just put out in the street. That's not my business. And then even after he told me that, I was just like, with he was just talking so nasty about her. imagine what he's saying about me. Don't even know me, but obviously, if she confided that in him, that wasn't for her. She was just saying it in a common conversation. I'm like, wow, really? And it was just so nasty. And I was just like, well, I'm just trying to go to the bathroom, but I'm just like, well, whatever it is, as long as she's happy, with the way the world is, and there's so much negativity and hatred in this world, as long as she's happy, I'm glad this. You ought to be glad this last one's happened. Well, I disagree. Well, that's fine. Why are you even telling me this woman's business? So I go to the bathroom, and he made up this story. Like when I was sitting out there, I guess he was trying to listen to my blog or whatever, initiated by him. He comes over there and he's like, and that's probably was listening so that he could get information to talk about. But that's why I need to introduce myself to those people personally, so he doesn't twist things around. But and I need to make it clear with people like that, because he was just like, "Oh, we talked before," and I should have just been like, "Look, the honest God truth, I don't know you and you don't know me. Let's keep it that way," you know. Oh, so I'm gonna go back tonight and hopefully, and I didn't bother to because they were children that was working there, like, and I didn't bother, and these are the people, he's been on a police athletic league and blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. You're a bad person, man. You are a bad person. You talk about people that you work with to strangers, you know. So, um, I just I don't know. But anyhow, I mean, it was just, and then oh yeah, and then when I asked him, 'cause I saw the bathroom was locked, and I was like, I noticed that the bathroom is locked. What time? Oh, we locked it early. He says we locked it early because um somebody used the bathroom all over. They s number two all over the walls and on the floors and blah blah blah. And he was like, oh, it was a basketball player. It was a male in the men's bathroom. And I'm thinking to myself, why is he telling me all of this? You know? And I was like, well, did y'all clean it up? He's telling me stuff that he doesn't need to tell me. People like that, again, it's just a warning, just not good people. And he was just like, no, because we don't have the tools to clean up. Well, how this guy's walking around picking up trash and everything, you got the tools to clean up whatever y'all got. If you got pine sol and whatever, you got it. And then when I thought about it, I was thinking he might have been telling those people, "Oh, that girl is homeless, such and such and such. Those homeless people kill them, she's gonna mess up the bathroom," you know. And he knows no such thing. You know what I'm saying? But he might have been telling them that because I go to the park. You know what I mean? You see me take my breaks and go to the park and stuff, and I have my little rolling thing. And then with the vlog that I did last night, he probably turned it into like I was a prostitute or something like that. Who knows what that man told those people? And then the bathroom that I was in, I did see like a stain around the toilet or whatever. So maybe he tried to put that on me or whatever. I'm just like that type of person. And I'm gonna let that woman know that her coworker is talking shit about her. She already know. And that woman had been working there for 25 years. I mean, stuff like that. How can you work in an environment like that? I hate people like that. I really do. So I can't wait till tonight because I'm going back to the park. I'm going to go back to the park every night that I can, and I'm going to introduce myself to people, and maybe I'll even do, if they're willing to do it, a documentary on how do you work around people like that. How, because that's the hard time that I have with jobs. People like that. How do you do that? Just negative. I don't understand it. And then when he told all those people to leave and cut out, basically he might tell them that he had talked to me about this, that, or the other, or had some conversation. We didn't have any conversation, and I want to make it clear. And I don't ever want to have a conversation with him because everything he says is a lie and it's negative. And even when I try to put something positive in it, he turns it he turns it around. Um, but the telephone tag blog that I did, that was not even an issue. I have a situation where, like I said, because of the legal thing, I guess the local office here of this office that I worked with forever, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt, but they're very young and immature, and it's just, they said they wanted to redo another legal check or whatever, and instead of doing a legal check, they sent all the documentation like I was a brand new employee. That raised flags at first. Then on top of that, um, they said I've completed all the information. They said they were sending the information out, and then for me to call back because it takes 7 to 10 days. They asked me to come to the office. I advised I wouldn't be able to, and I wanted to hold off um, until they got the legal information back because there's no need for me to do all of that, if in fact that, what I'm saying, it wasn't something that worked out, and and it shouldn't have been a problem. And the lady, when I called back, she had the other person answer, and she was just like, "Oh, well, we can't send anything until you come to the office." And I'm like, "That's not what I was told." So I wasted 7 to 10 days waiting for the background check to come back, but they never sent it. And then on top of that, she's only contacted me twice, both times, in just only in response to me asking for the status of something. And her thing was like, why am I always having trouble reaching you by phone? She wasn't having always having trouble reaching me by phone. That's what the voicemail is there for, and I addressed that before, and I sent her the blog, about, why you not able to reach people sometimes. So, and I knew, when I contacted this morning, usually before I call, I script things because I know, especially with nasty people, you should, because they can take it somewhere that you really not trying to go and have things turned around. So with people like that, when it comes to business, you should always have it scripted, if possible. So that's that. But where I am with that right now is I'm gonna leave it. And she was just like, "Oh, don't call until you can come into the office." And she did that because she knows I have an obedient nature, so she knows enough about me. You know what I'm saying? She has experience enough with people and know enough about me to know that I'm obedient. So she says that, and because I've been in a legal situation before, I'm scared, you know what I'm saying, to even respond. So I contacted the regional office, and I have the contact information. So once I get a chance to report on that, I will, because I don't mind, not just like I don't mind not dealing with that part guy. I don't mind not dealing with that office, but there are some educational tools that I could definitely use. Now, the lady with this low end job yesterday, like I said, she really didn't like me. I met the regional director. I wish I had gotten her card and her information because I think the only reason that she even spoke to me is because the regional director was there, and the regional director spoke to me directly. But like I said, I don't want to be desperate or hard up for a job or anything like that. And then the other part that comes into play is that people have their perceptions, and the way that man spoke so nastily about that woman, um, I don't know, I feel like I need to report that too. That's none of my business if she's gay or whatever like that. I really don't appreciate it. So, I mean, I don't know, I'm just tired of bad people. But anyways, I thought I'd share that. Just waking up out of the box, my feet was hurting, and all the other things that went with it. So, I'll talk to you today. Is still another job a day. Um, People are just nasty and rude. I went to this other place and I applied online, and I went in person, gave a resume, and the lady was just like, "Oh, well, we'll call you," and it was a young girl. So I'm gonna go again. Like I said, don't give up. Maybe you find the right person and let them know how you were treated the last time you went, and then that's it. The guy from the other place, I finally checked the message later tonight. And, like I said, I told him I had something that was going on, not to contact me after this time. It's just about being nasty in a power play. Just because I asked him not to, he did, and basically did not address anything that was in my email. So I'm, respect. But anyways, I'm gonna go, and I'll probably end up recording again because I'm up now.